In our news package this morning, amid pomp and celebration, Governor Moino received Senate President Godswill Akpabio at Victor Atta International Airport. Central Bank of Nigeria issues new regulations to strengthen identification process with banking system. Niger Delta stakeholders urge security agencies to fish out alleged military personnel engaging in crude oil theft. We have details of these and other stories in a moment. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. My name is Juliet Richard. 2 weeks after his emergence as Senate President, former Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Godswill Akpabio, arrived the Victor Atta International Airport to a rousing welcome from a delegation of government officials led by Governor Umoino. From the airport's reception, the governor attended to some social engagements before stopping by some fruit stores to empower their small-scale business. Our Government House reporter, Udoikon, tells us more.
Governor Moino, accompanied by his deputy Senator Akonoyani, Secretary to State Government Prince Enobonwa, Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly Elder Demoto, former Speaker of the 6th Assembly Barrister Nofio Luke, and others were at the Victor Atta International Airport to receive Senator Godswill Akpabio, a development many say is a bipartisan collaboration that will add value to the Arise agenda of the Akwa Ibom State government.
Any development without a synergy, any development without symbiotic relationship is not a development. So to have number 3 man in the country coming from this state is another way of a trigger to launching Akwa Ibom State to the national power grid.
Well, I feel like every Akwa Iboman should be proud to have a Senate President. It's a thing of joy, and it shows the relevance of Akwa Ibom State in the national scheme of things. So we're very happy.
From the airport, the governor and his entourage moved to the Apostolic Church Nigeria, Peter Obo District Headquarters for the solemnization of holy matrimony between the publisher of the Global Concord newspaper, Thomas, and his bride, former Miss Ito Rontiero, wishing them eternal marital bliss.
On the day of your wedding, we just thought that we should drop by. We didn't want to inform you. So there will be, I said there should be no seats, nothing. So that we just come in, show our support, greet you, and thank you. I'm sure if we didn't come today, your colleagues will start writing that we have abandoned you. But now they will have nothing to write because we have come to show you support. We want to be open to criticisms, constructive ones, so that we can do the best we can to build the Akwa Ibom of our dreams, building on the foundation that all of our predecessors have done. Want to practice politics of unity, and even when we have different parties, I don't believe that we should be throwing stones at each other. We just have to stop by to wish you well. You're married to a very beautiful woman.
Next up for Governor Moino was another solemnization of holy matrimony between one of his domestic staff, former Miss Mary Udoma, and Pastor Ane Kania.
Mary is like a daughter to me. Mary has been with us and she has worked very well. This young woman, during our campaigns, was there for us. We closed by 1 a.m., Mary will close by 1 a.m. And so Mary is promising fulfilled. And I want to thank you, sir, for, sit down, please, for holding on. Please sit down, please. Some men would have said, who's going to be this now? Why would they want to keep my wife? You know, thank you for understanding. Thank you for accommodating her all the night. Even though she has not brought a replacement, but we have no choice but to release her. You know, Mary is hardworking, good, and good at her job. That's why we are here. And I'd like to thank all of us in Connect. We know Mary. Sir, I have no doubt that you have for yourself a good woman that will love you and that will take care of you. So that's just why we're here.
On his way home, Pastor Eno, in keeping with his commitment to supporting small businesses to thrive, stopped by some fruit stalls to interact with the traders and present support for their small businesses.
Umano is the governor of this Akbc state. You know one else. That's what means. Umano is a good man. The champion of the politics. I didn't want me to wear a menawo. So now go, there's no very good Yarabasi. I see to make a dog power to go walking here. That's what I saw. I'm grateful. May God bless him and his family. So I am very grateful.
Udwakeko, Akbc News.
The country home of the former State Executive Council member Barrister May Akbc in Onal local government area came alive Thursday as friends and associates converged to witness the marriage of their daughters, Etino and Ejine Ubong Ukomi. The marriage, which took place according to the native laws and customs of the bride's family, had in attendance the governor of Akwa State, Pastor Moino, and other government functionaries. A government house reporter Udwaikon was there for the following reports.
The state governor, Pastor Moino, congratulated Barrister May Akbc and his wife Owidere for nurturing their daughter Etieno into a responsible adult who has brought them honor by attracting a responsible suitor. He urged other Akwa Ibom youths to emulate the couple's set standard for marriage while thanking the bride's parents for their positive contributions to the growth of Akwa Ibom State.
We are here this evening to congratulate both of you for choosing yourselves and loving yourselves and honoring your parents. When you do it this way, you have honored your parents and you know the blessed you to them, that blessings will go with you. Salute your parents, particularly the parents, for training up young women and investing in them and giving them the right character.
The governor sat through the traditional marriage ceremony as the couple received blessings from their parents and were declared husband and wife, having fulfilled the requirement for marriage. Udwakeko, Akbc News.
Female engineers in Akwa Ibom State have been advised to sustain a awareness campaign against gender abuse and discrimination in their profession to ensure increased enrollment, safety, and feasibility of women engineers. The state's Deputy Governor, Senator Akuneyaye, gave the advice at the 2023 International Day for Women Engineering. The event, organized by the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, held at Akbc. A Government House reporter, Utumi Malkon, tells us more.
Senator Yarani said it was possible that some men in engineering profession would discriminate against women, noting that normal workplace disagreements can result in serious abuses. Dr. Yarani said although women are lacking behind in engineering, the activities of organizations like the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria and its parent global body have helped to increase awareness among the young girls. The Deputy Governor was represented by the Permanent Secretary in our office, Mrs. Grace Jim.
It is heartwarming that the careers of most of the few women in engineering have been characterized by excellence. The male engineers should make to see reasons to encourage and support their female colleagues by making the workplace conducive. This will help in encouraging more women to join the profession. Since excellence and feasibility are Siamese twins, female engineers must raise higher the banner of professional excellence and character distinction.
The President's Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWAN, Engineer Elizabeth Etereko, recognized and honored the remarkable contributions of women engineers worldwide, explaining that this year's theme sheds more light on the extraordinary work women engineers are doing to ensure the well-being and safety of the society.
It is helping to acknowledge that women engineers around the world are still deeply underrepresented. This imbalance is not unique in Nigeria, but persists globally, calling for our attention and our action. On this International Women in Engineering Day, let us commit ourselves to the cause of promoting safety, diversity, and equity in engineering.
The national chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Safety Engineers, Engineer Nyekanekong, spoke on the theme Women in Engineering, Advancing Safety and Visibility, noting the importance for professional organizations, governments, industries, and other relevant partners to make joint efforts in achieving goals that will develop a prosperous, responsible, sustainable economy. The Engineer Kong said will make the state an investment destination.
We have this capability to support the government in areas of professional trainings, technical input in the aspect of the build and operation of the safety oversight supervision in the state. A lot is going on which affects health and safety and well-being of citizens, bordering on public safety. Which the state government can intervene through the passing of the law to establish the Akbc State Safety Commission.
Utumi Malkon, Akbc News.
The 13th matriculation ceremony of the Akbc State University, Ikoropaden, has been held with the admission of 2,890 fresh students. The ceremony, which held at the sports ground of the main campus, Ikoropaden, brought together guests, parents and guardians, friends of the university, as well as members of the university community. It was directed by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nsesian.
Welcome you, the university librarian, the bursar, the registrar and secretary to Senate, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, the Deputy.
That was a procession of the 2,890 newly admitted students into the 2022-2023 academic session of the university. A breakdown shows that 102 students were admitted into the Faculty of Agriculture, 414 into Faculty of Arts, 473 Biological Sciences. Education had 274 freshers. Others include Faculty of Engineering with 529 students. Faculty of Management Sciences admitted 432. Faculty of Sciences 296, while the Faculty of Social Sciences admitted 370 new students. Addressing the matriculant, the Vice-Chancellor of the Akwa Ibom State University, Professor Nsesian, charged them to be studious, level-headed, and obedient to rules and regulations of the school, to graduate with flying colors. While congratulating them, Professor Nsesian tasked them to set ambitious goals, embrace new experiences and perspectives, and approach their studies with curiosity.
As you embark on this new chapter in your life, please take advantage of every opportunity that this university has to offer and engage with your peers, faculty and staff to make the most of your time here. May I assure you that choosing Akwa Ibom State University is a clear confirmation of your confidence in our university as a citadel of excellence.
The 2,890 students took their matriculation oath, administered by the registrar, Dr. Ibi Enoibanga.
Solemnly and publicly declare that I will, to the best of my ability, pursue seriously my course of studies and contribute in every way to foster the unity and progress of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, and the university.
Some of the matriculating students bared their minds on the occasion.
I'm happy now. I'll finally be a student of this school. Without my matric number, I cannot be a student. So I'm getting my number today, and I'm a student now.
So much give God the glory for making this occasion to be a successful occasion. And as you can see, God has done it for us. So we really thank God for all He has done.
All the talented people that really have, I have the opportunity to do that. I return all glory to God.
Some parents and guests could not also hide their joy.
You should focus on education, because education is the bedrock of the society.
Okay, I always pray that my God should protect him till he's finished, and I wish him good luck.
Because I mean him of being here is to study, come out and become outstanding in the society. So I wish her all the best, success in all her studies.
We go for a break. More news when we return. Please stay with us.
This is home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's all man, you know. Because stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we be. Akwa Ibom, you know. It's all man, you know. No matter where we be, we are one. Let's live together in peace and harmony.
Good to have you back, and now to the rest of our stories. A Niger Delta monarch, leaders and stakeholders have asked the nation's security agencies to carry out internal cleansing and fishing out officers and men involved in crude oil banditry rather than challenging a citizen that spoke the bitter truth to name the complicit security officials. They asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who recently sacked all the service chiefs and appointed new ones to give the fresh helmsmen clear-cut directive to expose and punish all military personnel engaged in crude oil theft. The stakeholders who spoke to journalists during the week insisted Dokubo Asari should not mention any name publicly and that security officials participating in oil bunkering was common knowledge in the creeks. The Ovie of Idyehe Kingdom in Delta State, King Oboko Hewe Mande Whiskey, who noted that the military was trying to save face, said the federal government must be very discreet in its investigation to know who the crude oil thieves are, as the oil they are stealing are not in drums but in high capital barges and in most cases ships. He therefore urged the federal government to take the investigation more seriously and should do their work and not expect any individuals or an organization to tell them those responsible for oil thefts in the country. June 23 every year is observed as Public Service Day. The day aims at showcasing the roles of public servants in driving development and progress, as well as honor dedicated individuals who are exceptional in the discharge of their duties. In the following report, Patience Jones spoke with some public servants in the state, including the head of civil service, Elder Fiancien, on the celebration.
The celebration, which took off in 2003, revolves around celebrating the value of service to community. It seeks to reward creative achievement and contributions of public service institutions. How are Akwa Ibom public servants celebrated?
The public servants have contributed to the success of any administration in the state. We are encouraging that worker by way of celebrating the worker on the Public Service Day. For this year, there may be no festivity as it ought to be because the new government is still doing some housekeeping. And I think in subsequent years, we'll continue to engage government to observe the World Public Service Day.
Akwa Ibom State stands tall in the community of states in Nigeria. I have been exposed to the understanding some states are still owing salaries. In these states, every 28, 29 day of the month, everybody is expecting. And before 30, salaries will drop. Akwa Ibom State has a very well-organized workforce. The hierarchy of staff, the training and the retraining, the mobilizations in terms of exposure. Some of our staff have been sent outside the country for overseas training. This is to help build the manpower development of the workforce.
These respondents appreciate her role as a public servant and gives reasons.
I love to be a civil servant and I'm glad to be over 22 years in service. I love it. Very well, why not? Some of my mates in the village, when I get to the village, they will look very old. But me, because I walk every time I move around, I am fresh. If I tell you my age, you can't believe it. As a civil servant,
To the Director Administration, Deputy Governor's Office, Mr. Samuel Lumio, there is need to celebrate public servants considering their contributions to the overall development of the society.
Either CEO or public servants, they are the bedrock of governance. And for every government, without an effective and efficient public service, such government cannot succeed.
Other respondents also spoke on ways to motivate public servants for greater productivity.
The World Public Service Day does not only stop at the festivity, convergence of the workers in one place to celebrate, to have a celebration. When you acknowledge the role that your staff is playing and give the worker a pat on the back, you are encouraging that person. You are recognizing that that person's duty is important.
It's a place of the government to see about the civil service that we can dress well and attend to our customers or the work we have to do. We have to be entertained very well. Because you can see now, transportation, everything is high. So there is need for us to be remembered.
Those who spoke with Akbc News equally assessed the level of commitment of the state governments to public service, while calling on public servants to up the ante.
The training of public servants will go a long way to be at the very best in them, training and retraining of the civil servant or the public servant, and then encouraging the civil servants to do their work, supplying the necessary tools to help them achieve the set goals of government through the public service. So to me, encouragement through mobilization, through innovations, supplying of current tools like computers, things like that will go a long way to enhance productivity.
This respondent has this to say in celebration of Public Service Day.
Pastor Mono's coming. There is, which is coming. There is transformation, which is coming. There is repackaging, which is coming. There is love, which is coming. There is peace, re-energizing.
The Public Service Day instills in people a sense of responsibility for societal issues and civil behavior. Patience John, Akbc News.
President Bola Tinubu has spoken about the suspension and subsequent arrest of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, suspended to allow for investigation into some allegations leveled against him. The president, during an interactive session with Nigerians residing in France and neighboring countries on Friday, said the financial system was rotten under Emefiele. He revealed that many of those living outside the country were unable to send money to their parents and relatives due to the multiple exchange rates, saying that it is gone now. The president stressed that the financial system aided few people to make bags of money while others suffered. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has issued new regulations mandating financial institutions to gather additional customer information, including social media handles, email address, telephone numbers, and residential addresses. This move aims to strengthen the identification process within the banking system. The CBN outlined these requirements in its recently released document titled Central Bank of Nigeria Customer Due Diligence Regulations 2023. The CBN stated that the regulations were established to enhance customer due diligence measure to financial institutions under its regulatory oversight. The goal is also to ensure compliance with the provisions of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 Terrorism Prevention Prohibition Act 2022, Central Bank of Nigeria Anti-Money Laundering, Combating the Financing of Terrorism and Countering Proliferation Financial of Weapons of Mass Destruction in Financial Institutions 2022, and International Best Practices. Individual, according to CBN, must provide an unexpired passport, national identification card, residence permit, social security records, or driver's license as proof of identification. The financial institutions are required to gather details regarding the types of accounts, nature of the banking relationship, signature, and political exposed person status. That's all we have for you this morning, but before we wrap up, another look at the major stories. The country home of the former State Executive Council member Barrister Ime Akbc in Ona local government area came alive Thursday as friends and associates converged to witness the marriage of their daughters, Etieno and Engineer Obong Ukomi. The marriage, which took place according to the native laws and customs of the bride's family, had in attendance the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Moeno, and other government functionaries. Also, in Niger Delta Monarch, leaders and stakeholders have asked the nation's security agencies to carry out internal cleansing and fishing out officers and men involved in crude oil banditry rather than challenging a citizen that spoke the bitter truth to name the complicit security officials. They asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who recently sacked all the service chiefs and appointed new ones, to give the fresh helmsmen clear-cut directives to expose and punish all military personnel engaged in crude oil theft. That's the size of our story this morning. We appreciate your company. Thank you for watching. Happy Sunday.